Yes, students, in history, today we have to start chapter 7. Students, already I have given introduction class of this chapter. Okay, so today we will start chapter number 7 once again. Listen, student, this chapter tells the story of the crafts and industries of the India during the British rule by the focusing on two industries, generally textile and the iron steels. Okay, how Indian they were able to made the clothes and how they were able to just sold out their products in European and in other markets. So we will start with the Indian textile and the world market. Listen, student. Approx in 17th century, India was the larger production of the clothes in the world. Okay, quality production. Indian they were able to produce quality production clothes. They made the different kinds of designs. Okay, and that designs attract European countries to buy these kinds of clothes. Trade in South Asia, West Asia and the Central Asia, that was very famous in that time also. Okay, so these were the things Indian textile and the world market. There are different kinds of designs which is made by Indians: patola, muslins and calico. Patola weavers in Surat, Ahmedabad, generally they had made these kinds of clothes, and this was the highly demanded in the area Indonesia, and that's why in that time patola they sold out in the Indonesia. They were more attractive on their designs. Listen, student, right now also we find that in our town and cities also sometimes when a new design will came here, everybody were crazy behind that design. Okay, so same thing was that patola was very famous in that time in Indonesia. Okay, muslin, student, fine cotton clothes from the India by Arab traders in Iraq. Actually, muslin is a student like malmal, same muslin. Okay, that was really soft cloths, so it was demanded in the generally Iraq sides. Calico, cotton textile from the Calicut. Actually, Calico design had in Calicut they made the design, and that's why that design was known as the Calico. Generally, this was made by the Kerala. Okay, Kerala people they made these kinds of designs. Okay, different designs, chins and different other designs also has been given in your book, student, in page number 82. Just to go through the chapter. In Bihar, students also in Kasim Bazar, they were able to make these types of designs. In Calcutta, Odisha, Cherapuri, and they were able to make these kinds of design. Listen, student, what we have to do, we have to also go through the chapters. Then after, easily we will understand these chapters. Next content is here, student, Indian textile in the European market. Indian textile in the European market. By the early 18th century, now European market, they were very worried about that because Indian clothes demanded very high, and now Indian directly they were getting the benefits because they made these kinds of designs. Means whatever designs comes and they ask we need these types of design. Indian they were made these kinds of designs and directly they sold out in the European markets. So now there was a big question for the European people. They wanted to sell their own clothes. They wanted to get direct benefit in their pockets, not to Indians. So they made rules, students. The British government enact a legislation banning the use of printed cotton textiles, chintz in England. Okay, they banned it and they started to making designs, but they were not able to make. They were not successful because Indian students also we know very well that Indian from the history it has been coming since the history. They were very laborious and craft person with their hands. They made the designs, different designs. So at the time textile industry had just began to develop in the England, but they were unable to compete with Indian textiles. English producers wanted to secure market within the country by preventing the entry of the Indian textile. Okay, the first to grow under the government protection was the calico printing industry. Indian designs were now imitated and printed in line on white muslin or plain unbleached Indian cloth. Listen, actually, students, now they made a plan. They purchased from India white cloth, simple cloth, and after that they try to make the designs, chin, okay, patola, other kinds of designs also, okay. But still, students, they were not successful. However, Indian textile continued to dominate world trade till the end of 18th century. Okay, once again, students, Indian textile continued to dominate world trade till the end of 18th century. European trading company, the Dutch, the France and the English made enormous profits out of the flourishing trades. These companies purchased cotton and silk textile in India by importing silver. Listen. Now, students, what happened? They started to buy. Listen, students, what happened that time also. Anyhow, Britishers, they wanted to get more and more profit. Okay, and that's why, students, also you know the history of Britishers, the purpose why they came here first time, but after that they made the different kinds of work and they start to ruling over in the India, and they ruled over here, and they had looted. Student, looted is also English word. Looted all kinds of expensive, valuable gold, silver from here, and then after they left the country. Okay, so Dutch, France, Portugal, these were the good relationship between India and these countries, but England, they made a different policy in India. Listen, students, also you know about that. Firstly, they made with the relationship zamindars, money lenders, okay, but after that, student, they start to ruling like a king in India, because they have all kinds of just plan, and they have the different types of soldiers, guns, everything, okay. That's why. And the first and important thing was that in India we don't have unity, and you know very well unity is a strength, but they made a plan, and by the help of that plan they ruled over in India. Like, student, sometimes what happen in your class, there are 20 or 30 students, so some students make the group, okay, they make the groups, and one is like a leader who has given the order, yes, do like that, if we will do like that, then we will get more marks. Then after, they all came in their plans, okay. So same thing what that, students. Now the next question is here, next content is here. Who are the weavers? Weavers means a student who made the these kinds of cloth, okay. So in different kinds of weavers are here, Tanti, Dulha, okay. These were the weavers, students. Generally, weavers often belongs to community that is specialized in weaving. Means weavers are the person, those who made the weaving different designs, okay. And in weavers, Tanti, Dulha, these are the students types of weavers. Their skills were passed on from the generation to the next generation. Like, student, right now also, what happened if somebody is Pandiji, his next generation is also Pandiji, okay. Means generation by generation. Same thing is here, student. Weavers, generally their skills were passed on from one generation to next generation. The Tanti weavers of Bengal, the Julhas or Momni weavers of North India, Sale and Calico, and Devhans of the South India are some of the communities famous for the weaving. Actually, these were the community students who were famous. in that time. The first stage of production was spinning, a work done mostly by women. Generally, listen, student. And the charkha and the takli were the household spinning instruments. Listen, student. Charkha. What happens, student? Generally, women, she has to deal the work of household, domestic work. That's why generally in the first stage, student, the production was spinning generally by women. Okay, and student, they used to charkha because they don't have the machines. Okay, right now we have the different kinds of machines. What kinds of design you needed, just save in the computer. After that, just print out it. Okay, or cloths also, student, cloth also. If you want to print it any kinds of design, with the help of that machines, you can print on your clothes. So in CL period, they were used to charkha. Okay, for the printed cloth, the weavers needed the help of a specialist block printer known as the chippigers. Chippigers, listener students. Chippigers were generally the person who had given the help for the printed anything. Means weavers, they take the help of chippigers. Handloom weavings and the occupation associated with it provided livelihood for the millions of Indians. Listener student, really that times for the million of people, they were dependent on the making the clothes. Okay, so their main occupation was the clothes. So million of their families are dependent on the weaving. Now student, the decline of Indian textile. How Indian textile declined. Already in previous content we discussed about that. Now Britishers in European market, they want to just give their own clothes. They don't want to purchase any other kinds of clothes from the India because they wanted to earn more and more profit. That's why. Okay students, what you have to do, go through the chapters. The remaining content I'll give you in the next video. Okay student, thank you, have a nice day.